One of the problems you may encounter with your machine is it's either not dropping water or it's not dropping enough water. So there's a few things that you can check prior to calling Kärcher. One of those is make sure that the water is turned on the main control. Also, another one you can do is make sure that the water is turned up to maximum if you're performing a check for your water. If it does drop water at maximum, then you can back it off and check further. Another one that you can check is at the front of the machine here. We can take off this grey inspection plate. This is where the water gets distributed here, and we want to make sure that is clean of debris. If it's not, we can give that a rinse out. And the other one we can check is we can take off the wastewater tank, open up our fresh water supply lid, and inside you'll see a little plastic hose, and that is our water pickup. We can take that out, and you'll see here at the end there is a filter, and we want to make sure that is clear. If it's not, this can be removed and it can be rinsed under fresh water. Once you've performed all those checks, fill the machine up with water and then run it and give it a test. If you still run into problems, then reach out to Kärcher. One of the problems you may encounter with your BR3512 is it's not picking up water well. So let's run through some of the checks that you can perform before calling Kärcher. The first one is the actual suction turned on? So what you need to do is, with the machine running, make sure that this toggle is back. That will turn the suction on, like so, and you should hear it. The second thing we need to check is the actual wastewater tank itself. So what we can do is we can take the lid off like so, and we just want to make sure that the wastewater tank itself is not full. So we check that. If it is, we need to actually empty it. The other one we need to do is just check the float mechanism in the lid here and make sure that is moving freely and is not blocked up with debris. With the wastewater tank, also check the seal. We want to make sure that is tight, and we want to make sure that it is fitted correctly around the whole seal area. Also, another check that you can perform is on the actual squeegee itself. So to check that, just tilt the machine back and turn the head around and lower it down like so. And then what we can do is come over to the squeegee itself, and with these grey tabs here, we can remove the squeegee and squeeze the hose here to remove it from the suction itself. And then what we want to do is a visual inspection here to make sure this is nice and clean. And also in the inlet port there, do an inspection there and make sure that's also nice and clean. If it's not, give it a rinse out with fresh water. With the squeegee removed, we can also do an inspection of the actual suction pipe. So to inspect that, what we need to do is remove the wastewater tank, and we also, to do this, we need to make sure the freshwater tank is drained. Then what we can do is remove the hose from the front of the head itself, tilt the machine backwards, and then under here there's two grey tabs. We can remove the hose itself and then perform an inspection to make sure this is clear. If it's not, you can actually put it over a broom handle and that will clear the debris. Then you can give it a rinse, and then just in here, insert it back up into the body of the machine. Make sure it clips in, bring the hose forward, flip it into the front. We can now reinsert the squeegee itself. Make sure these springs go up into the locating ports, push it up like so. It will clip in to the actual housing. Insert the hose, carefully lower the machine back down, and reinstall the wastewater tank. Then you'll be able to fill the machine up with fresh water again and check to make sure the suction's okay. If you perform your check and you find that the suction is now not as it should be, please reach out to Kärcher. If you find that your BR3512 just doesn't seem to be cleaning well, so maybe the actual cleaning performance is a bit down, or it seems to be leaving a little bit of debris behind, there's a couple of things we can check. Firstly, here you'll see we've got a pre-sweep tray. That can be pulled out. What we need to do is make sure that that is nice and clean. If it's not, we can give that a rinse with fresh water. We can insert that back in like so. And then we need to actually check the scrub brush itself. To get that out, I press here on this little grey button. The brush will come out. We want to make sure that the bristles are not worn to less than 10 millimeters. We want to make sure that's nice and clean as well. If not, we can give that a rinse under fresh water. And then to reinsert, just up and under, and in like so. We also need to make sure there is water in the machine. Take the wastewater tank off, fresh water lid off, do a visual inspection to make sure that the machine is full of water. If it is, back on, and we can continue with our checks. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you have found it helpful. If you are still running into any problems, please reach out to Kärcher service.
Kärcher makes a difference.